for EK Summers on this board, and for Narrowgill. While you've been shifting through this stuff, there is also a bounty for a serial killer called the Dock Hook that does not have a picture description on it. And looking at the rest of these, you see a bunch of them have been graffitied. These like obscure, like low-time criminals with no discernible, bounties of value. At most, been about 5 gold krakens. Looks like they've had glasses and mustaches, funny little scribbles painted on them.
So basically, like a kid who's bored.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Malu, seeing the Dock Hook one, can I possibly get a little bit more information on that? Is there a speak to someone? Is there any information call here kind of number on it?
Yes, there is any information or dead or alive, bring to Lariat Rose.
Noted. Thank you very much.
Hold on, can we just point out the fact that there's a missing persons thing for Kiki, and yet Horvin hasn't said anything about it?
Horvin isn't the one that manages this jobs board. There is people that come in and post stuff. It's kind of like a communal.
Like a community.
Okay, because I was gonna say, like,
board,
it's right fucking there.
Yeah, it's right fucking there, and you guys ignored it for most of the time.
Yeah. He's got a point. He's calling us out, throwing shade, but he's got a point. Is there... Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of stuck on the Dock Hook thing as well. For some reason, that was the one that stuck out
Pike,
to me.
Right?
Well, no, because this is a serial killer.
Pike is a serial killer.
Only if
Serial
you really
killers.
Yeah, only if you really piss him off.
Oh, sorry, I forgot the bounty price. It totals up to a total of 800 gold krakens. It looks
for the hook.
Yeah, it looks like it's been on here a long time, and it looks like the posting area has had like flyers ripped off of it before.
It's in
like
the bottom of the
multiple.
pile. It's the OG.
Yeah, it's not quite at the bottom, but there's like multiple of these printouts available. Like many people have taken one off the nail.
Okay. What's that one there, Malu? Because Haley's probably seen him pick it up, look at it closely to read it.
It's a tough one to explain. I may or may not know who this man is.
As if the blonde man next to you, he looks young. Like, he's not that old, but still, relatively tall. It's hard to really see any features under the light blue cloak covering most of the top half of his body. You do see a holster for a blade poke out from the bottom.
Oh yes, and why's that? I'm talking
You
to
know-
Kyron.
You, just happen to know a long-time serial killer. It's been getting away with, I'd say hundreds of captains' murders at this point. In fact, he's not even really killing captains anymore. He's just killing. I had a look through him once, but, nowhere to be seen. It's like he's got to want you. Anyway, you know a phantom. It's a load of bollocks.
A lot of weird shit has been going on in this town recently.
Oh yeah? As far as you Buru are concerned, weird shit's going on all the time. Yet normal
Exactly.
folk like us, we don't see the half of it. Maybe you're just all liars.
Can I do an insight check on this guy?
Sure.
Real quick.
What are you trying to incite?
I'm trying to insight, like, why he's picked now to speak to us, because he's been in this bar and he hasn't said a single word to us. He hasn't done anything to draw our attention to him. The fact he's standing in front of the board there, like, armed and everything, and deliberately hiding his face from us. I don't know, it just seems real sus. I don't know quite what I'm looking for the,
Are you trying to incite his intentions?
Yeah,
during the
I
conversation?
think that's what
Okay.
it is. I'm trying to insight his intentions here.
Sure. Roll me that check.
Alright.
Just putting it out there, have we done much to incite his curiosity in us in front of him? Because I don't think we have.
That's a
I
19.
said the words.
19.
I said
Yeah.
I knew the hooked
Yeah.
killer in earshot.
Yeah.
It's like you're now pretty. You feel like you're pretty good at getting a read on people.
Yeah.
This guy is somewhat of an enigma.
It's slippery.
He's not giving off like any hints as to his motivations right now.
Well, better us catch him than you then.
I wouldn't be so sure of that. Besides, you lot seem to trip over all the time. I've been watching you. Stumble in here, having a cry every now and then. But barkeep seemed to like you. So who am I to get in your way?
Hold on. I have a question for you, young man.
You're not asking me out, because the answer's yes.
No. And also, no. You're at this board a lot, are you not?
I'm here every day.
Every day. Then you've kept tabs on us. So do you keep tabs on others?
Keep tabs on you. Oh, that's generous.
Generous, yes, but somewhat of a reality that you've noticed us, have you not?
Oh yeah. Well, one of you's a midget, and you're weirdly tall. And this guy looks like he's died. Not exactly the most subtle.
Okay. Fair. How about, have you seen anybody come along that could be related to Jack? There could be some krakens in it for you.
Really? Why didn't you say so?
I just have.
It's a good point. Alright. Relate to Jack, huh? Well, every now and then, one of these fishes comes around, usually while you lot are out. See him go upstairs, a couple of minutes pass, and they come down and leave. But they always seem to avoid the notice of the proprietor of this place.
And you just happened to notice it. I was right to ask. Now, I take it you're at this notice board to find work.
That's right. If it's worth taking.
Well, somebody you might have seen come along. I might be able to recommend him to you. You seem to be very sharp. Scoin. He might be able to use somebody like you.
Really? Is that some pirate captain I haven't heard of?
Not yet.
Huh. How about this? You're part of his crew, right?
Related to, yes.
Okay. Counter offer. I hang out with you guys for a bit. If I like what I see, I might just end up joining. But it better pay well. Because I don't work for free.
I'll throw him 10 gold krakens for the information about Jack's men.
Now that's the kind of gratitude I like. Name's Kyron, as he puts out a gloved hand.
Melis will shake it. I would recommend not coming with us this second, because I think we're about to go do something a little crazy.
Oh, that's a shame. I'll be here. Just don't get yourselves killed.
Don't plan on it. It was nice to meet you, Kyron.
We'll see.
Haley cocks a sort of salute at him as they walk away.
He gives you
The finger.
somewhat between a glare and a wink as you guys move away from the board.
So, we needed to have a meeting, Malu.
The whole purpose we went upstairs seemed to be forgotten the moment we had plans.
Oh, we had guests.
Exactly.
I need to get like a meeting room backdrop for you guys.
Yeah, we're probably
Yeah.
gonna use it a lot, sorry.
No, it's fine. I like the idea.
It's the command center.
Truth be told, waiting on the information doesn't sound too bad. Besides, worst case scenario, I can tell you on the way. Where to?
I'm not sure. I couldn't quite get a bead on him, but he's perceptive. He's sharp. We'll give him that.
He's kind of perfect, don't you think?
Yes. Well, I know you don't do things lightly, Malice. So I knew there was going to be a reason you were speaking to him. Just had to be patient to wait for it to play out. You've not let me down yet.
And I don't plan to. Now, are you alright? Are you actually alright talking to us on the way, Malu?
Yes, yeah. I can be discreet. Besides, if we're to collect on this bounty, I'm gonna need to do some shopping.
Before that, the sheriff's.
Yes, we need to speak to the sheriff.
Did someone say shopping?
Did
Yes,
someone
I
say
do as well.
sugar?
Alright, you guys want to go see the sheriff?
Yes. I'm just gonna go quickly grab a drink. I'll be back in a moment.
Sure thing. Quick 2 minutes, get a drink, take a whiz, whatever you need. And we'll be back.
All right, I am back.
Me
Thank you for your
too.
patience.
If you're planning on jumping straight into meeting with the sheriffs, I would like to have my meeting's worth of talk on the route, if we don't mind.
Absolutely A-okay with me, my dude. You extrapolate as much as you need to.
Sorry, well, Angus was back. Or knock on. I'll wait for him. It was just to ask him rather than having him jump straight into extrapolation in the sheriff's office. I'm not sure if you noticed, but there was a moment there while you were at the notice board where your stream dropped for 30 seconds or so.
Yeah, the internet that I'm playing on is a little bit iffy. So, is it okay
No
now?
sweat. Yeah, you're back up.
sweet.
I just wanted to make sure you were aware and it wasn't a symptom of something greater.
Yeah, no, honestly, I think that my PC's finally getting to the point now where it's just like it's trying. Oh Lord, it's trying, but
Oh lordy, try.
oh Lord, it might be dying. It just makes me very sad, but it is what it is. I'll just have to build a new one.
Yeah, guys, do tell me if I'm like taking charge of certain situations
Oh.
that you guys want to take charge of. I'm just trying to
felt
keep
bad-
it flowing.
I felt
No,
bad
no,
about
it's fine. Why would you feel bad about that? It's so nice having someone else do it. Like, we have a face of the party that's not me. It's awesome.
I felt bad for speaking on your behalf in negotiations there.
Oh, it's
Mallow
all
even
good. Thanks for
apologised.
happening. Yeah, things were happening IRL. I could half figure out
Alright.
what's going on.
Are we all back?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Good stuff.
Can I just quickly say, holy shit, you've already like included the new Riot Games worth of content? Like what?
Well, I'd guessed most of it beforehand, but yeah, the fact that the trailer came out just kind of nailed that coffin for me. So, makes it really easy now.
True.
All right.
Okay, Void, you had a question?
Yes.
En
Questions.
route to the sheriff, I would like to disseminate the information that I was planning to do in the meeting.
Well, that is not the link I was planning to post.
Play.
Sorry, what was the question?
Border
One
room.
more time.
So no, I was gonna speak to the party as we were walking towards the sheriff's office in character.
Sure. It's a sunny day in Bilgewater. The sun's out. Smells good. And the bits of salt in the air kind of almost make the walk over to the sheriff's office pleasant. What would you like to talk to the party about?
Haley,
Yes, Mallow?
I know last night went a bit weird on both of our behalves.
I am sorry, I don't know what went wonky, but that symbol has been stuck in my head. I've been turning it over and over, and I can't figure it out.
I apologize if I was at all facetious. Know that you were not wrong. There is something funky with that sword. I can't do it. The boss wouldn't let me. I can't explain more right now. Just know I did it for your sake. We will inquire further when the time is right. But for now, do not worry yourself with it. You weren't wrong.
Thank you,
I just
Mallow.
wanted to put your mind at rest. Make sure you are aware that it wasn't anything of your doing. The voices were
The boss.
crazy that night. The boss said some shit. Sorry, I should stop swearing. Ah!
It's all right, Mallow. I think you throwing out a few cuss words here and there is the least of our problems for the moment.
Discussing it is fun.
Okay, I was gonna ask if she was with us. Okay, sweet.
Like, yeah. Yes, I'm sure you have words like that in your native tongue, Mimics.
Yes, but it is usually more harsh.
You? Harsh? Never.
Oh, should see the things I say to my brother.
You have a brother?
Unfortunately. He stayed behind. Doesn't really like to travel. He's a smith and kinda gets lost in his work.
Is he? May I know his name? Just to see if I, by chance, have heard of him.
His name is Fuller too.
Okay, I don't even know who that could be, so... Okay.
What does he...
If you
Smith
ever come to
mix?
my homeland, maybe you will meet him someday.
I would like that.
I think we all would.
He would like that too. Anyway, I think we're nearly here. As you see down the alleyway to your right, about a block ahead of you, the small corner office setup of Sheriff Lariat Rose and Deputy Jessamine ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
Haley, before we finish getting over there, do you have any kind of, like, box or, like, urn of some description?
Oh, I'm sure I can find something. Give me a moment, please, Malice. And she starts rooting around in her bag of holding for a container of some description. So that's probably going to be a right tools for the job, maybe, unless I just, like, have one.
A small box. How small are we talking?
For the remains of Kiki.
For the remains of Kiki. I would say that, like, retroactively, you guys probably would have found
Haley's,
put it in.
Yeah, can I just say, Haley's got woodcarver's tools. So
Okay, but do you have a tree on hand to
no,
use?
but do you want me to just like knock something together for you, or should we have done like should we?
That'd be
retcon
maybe
this?
later, because
Okay.
you were saying retroactively. Sorry, Angus.
I'd say, like, you would have found something in the prison area to put it in. Like, there was kitchen.
Okay, so we would have the remains,
did you get
or
the
just
remains?
the container? No, because I never specified that, which is something I was going to ask to
Right.
the sheriff.
Then you would not have the remains.
Okay,
In
so
that case. Yep. Sorry, I thought I was just forgetting that you...
no.
But no, you do not have the remains of Kiki currently. You remember that she turned to that brown, ashy,
Yeah.
bone-like stuff, but no, like, you would have to go back to the scene.
Yeah, sweet as.
You guys arrive at the front door. You all heading in?
Oh, may as well.
All good. You see, in the corner, Jessamine is working away at some paperwork of some kind, and striding across the room, see Lariat Rose coming towards you, kind of almost knocking into you as she's about to leave. Ah, well now. It's good to see you guys again. What can I do for you today?
We came to report about the happenings of below.
Well, yes, I'd like to hear about it, considering you were all shaken up and such the other time. Come in, Jessamine. Can you please put some tea on or something, hun? You see her get up, kind of stretch out her fingers and legs, and head into a back room to prepare some drinks. Now, come here. Have a seat. Tell me what happened down there, because the way you described it yesterday just irks me.
Yes, well, the void tends to do that.
The void?
Hmm.
What are you talking about, honey?
It's the source of all your issues down there.
Well, related to at least. So, getting down there, we knew something was off. We weren't able to see quite as well, despite being able to see quite well in the dark. We even used a drift globe, and we couldn't even get it to go past 20-odd feet.
I'm sorry, a what?
A drift globe.
One
It's
one of these.
yeah.
And Haley like whips it out and holds it up. It's a magic light.
Oh, wow. I've never seen one before, but that's a very impressive little item.
Well, basically what happened was, it was like something down there was eating the light that was coming out of it. We couldn't see 20 feet in front of us.
That's
If that.
nonsense. I followed up on it the other day. There was no such happenings down there. In fact, the place was bare.
Miss Lariat, do you truly believe that I am lying to you?
I'm not so sure, to be honest. I I saw you lot the other day. None of that was faked. And I've seen some fakers. But about an hour back, I went and checked out the place for myself. There was no remains of any such happening.
At that, Malice will like stand up straight. I need to check this, please. Excuse me.
Sure thing, I'll take you over there. In fact, you can ride on the back of my horse if you like.
At that, Malice's ears like perk up and like, okay, yeah, okay.
Alright. Come on, Sea Blitz. Going for a ride downtown. As she starts walking out and saddling up. Forget the tea. We'll be back shortly. Come on, you lot. Anyone else want to jump on the back of the sea mare?
I think Haley just looks at it and she just... I'll walk. Run. Quite quickly. I'll run quite quickly, but I'm afraid that's much too tall for me.
It sure is real gentle. As you see this big blue horse kind of narrow its eyes at you.
No, thank you. I'm all right. Thank you, please, thank you. I'm quite fine. And Haley's just sort of like sidling away from the horse. Like, I don't want anything to do with this. If it kicks me, I will go through the wall of the sheriff's office.
No worries. I'm sorry, big man. You might be a bit too heavy for him.
I'm happy to walk.
That's all right,
Run,
Malu.
then-
Malu, you can keep me company on our marathon sprint to the dungeons.
Alright, Beads girl, come on, up here. As she puts an arm down to pull you up onto the horse.
Happily taking that and having like the grin of like a child at a candy shop.
Good, she pulls you up. You see it like look around, get the horse itself, look around and get a look at you. Now it's got two riders. Gives you like a 2-second stare and then starts making its way forward. Takes you guys about 5-7 minutes to move over to the holding cells. And you get there. The first thing you notice is the entrance is the same. It's got a key lock. There's a guard on duty out front. But the corridor leading to the descending stairs really isn't as long as you remember.
I sort of nudge Malu's arm and I point at the corridor. Is it just me, or last time was it bigger than this? I don't know if it was a trick of the light, maybe, or not being able to see, but it certainly felt bigger.
We'll have to wait and see when we get downstairs.
Hmm.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe the whole venue was a figment of stretching reality.
I know.
Two of you dismount and you guys start walking in as Lariat leads you. The familiar kitchen kind of sign-in area is unchanged appearance-wise, just much lighter now. You see the kind of storeroom to your right, but there's no room to the far left of the room. This time, a doorway is completely non-existent.
So that would be where the kiln was previously.
Roll an intelligence check.
7.
7? Like, the memory of it's hazy, it was dark. You're not sure.
Malice is going to shake her head and run on ahead to where she killed, like where the remains of Kiki ended up as?
Or where she remembers where the remains of Kiki ended up.
You run on ahead. Two of the guards kind of start to get up quickly as they see you try and run into the back. It's okay. She's with me. As they kind of step aside and let you hustle through, you make your way into the back, and you don't see the structure you remember. You see just 6 cells lining the walls to the left and right. Some drunkards call out and wolf whistle, seeing a girl down here. It's one of the guards, like, moves down and pushes him off the bars.
Hold on, Hollis, you cut out.
We lost him.
Oh no.
You're back.
You guys hear me?
Yep.
I'm here.
Yep.
We lost you at the description of the cell.
Okay. Like, making your way past the guards, you do not see the same staircase down. You see only an extension with 6 cells, similar to the cells you found at the very, very back of your previous time here. But, you know, they're well lit. There's a couple of prisoners here at the moment. Like, a drunkard cries out and wolf whistles at you as one of the guards pushes past to shove him off the bars and tell him to settle down. It's a completely different architecture to what you remember.
Can I make a check to see whether that room that I found the sword in is still there?
Mm-hmm. Roll an intelligence check.
Alright. It's a 10.
10?
But I am proficient, so do I add a 6 to that?
10 plus your... It would be... If you roll a 10, it would be plus your intelligence as well.
Yeah, so plus 3.
Yep. So 13.
Yeah.
You, like, walk along these cells, and you see a cell that looks very similar to it, but yeah, the architecture just wouldn't make sense for it to be the same cell.
Yep. Okay.
Haley, prepare map making tools. Find us a place to draw
Yes,
it
ma'am.
down with Lariat. And
Yes, ma'am.
as going past the cell with the drunkard, Malice is just going to kind of stare at him, let her magic go a little wild. Not enough to cast any magic, just literally active.
Okay. I didn't mean anything by it, man.
I'm just imagining like the look a rattlesnake gives you when it rattles. Like that kind of hiss and the glare and the reptilian like. Ugh, Malice, I hate it when you do that. I've got my map making stuff out now, but do you think we should walk around and see what's different?
No, there's
What
no
we can
need for
see.
that. Miss Lariat, there's been some changes to what we can see, and I am going to try and get to the bottom of this. I do not accuse you of anything, but I will help you understand what we went through. Do you have a table where we can map things out?
Look, sure. You can use the kitchen table. I'm sure the boys won't mind. Just give nods, confused as to what's going on at the moment. But don't feel the need to question it either, as they clear off some plates and cutlery and other items, and leave a more or less clean table.
Wonderful,
The rest
thank
of
you.
you.
Now, do you want me to re-describe the entire map? Because I can if you want.
No, I will just get.
You can retcon that into telling Haley the
Yeah.
entire map.
I will let Haley do a cartographer's tools check with
Mhm.
advantage
Okay.
to draw out the map, because one of you would be helping her.
Yes, that would be.
Remember the layout of this place.
Okay. So I've got proficiency with cartographer's tools. So what do I roll here to make that work?
So you roll a d20.
Yep.
Plus your intelligence modifier.
Yep.
Plus your proficiency modifier.
Okay. Okay. So it's D20
Because you're
plus
proficient with
6.
them.
Yeah. It's a 9. But advantage, so I'm going to roll again.
Yep.
Oh, thank God for that. Okay. Oh, it's a 7. It's worse. So the 9.
Wait, so you got a 1?
Well,
Three
so
and
I got a 3.
Yeah, so
And
that
then
would be
sorry, I can't do basic mathematics. The next one's an 8 because it's a 2.
9.
Plus
Okay.
6.
Oh my god.
I
I'm
know.
annoyed!
You're annoyed!
Yes, I'm annoyed! I can re-describe the entire fucking map by
Well,
heart!
why don't you do it then?
Haley does her best. But, remembering the dimensions, 3D dimensions of dark rooms in a top-down perspective, is quite a hard feat, but you get a very, very basic outline of place. Some things are quite off, but, you've made it apparent that the place you were exploring was bigger than this.
Lariat, Miss Rose, which do you prefer?
You can call me Miss Rose if you like, but then you can just call me Sheriff. I prefer that, to be honest.
Alright, I apologize then, Sheriff. This is the layout that we encountered down here the other night, well, yesterday. Do you wish me to walk you through what we went through?
Roll an intelligence check for, Melissa.
See, guys, this is how you roll. It's a 19.
Shut up.
I can just imagine that, the bot leaving was actually just one of you guys, just yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. The bot's done with your sass.
Big old bucket of sassy Hellcat. Dang.
Yeah,
But yes.
19 plus 0.
19? Easy. You, while you're not familiar with, how to draw these drawings, you still remember your 3D experience in there, describing another staircase leading down through more rooms and, some kind of incinerator. Here, these cells been much further back and much deeper. A room with some kind of torture equipment and weird magics existing. An office that you'd assumed was hers being here, and other small features that catch your mind. And as she kind of absorbs what you're saying, she catches you. Now you said something about an office, right?
Yes, it had a filing cabinet as well. We looked at a couple of the files, I hope you don't mind.
Well, the way you describe it does actually ring a bell. But that office ain't down there. Or whatever you're trying to tell me about this place. That's in my home.
Oh, that's your home office. And, oh, that is not okay. That is not where that's meant to be.
Well, the way you guys describe it, unless you've been prowling around my place, which I'm sure you ain't.
I can assure you, we do not know where you live.
And I can believe that, because the night you went down there, I was home. In that very office. Look, I'm not sure what happened here, but if you guys can figure it out, I'd be very interested to know.
Larry, I've got a question.
Yes, Steve?
Looking at this map from the top down, I'm sorry I did such a terrible job. My hands are shaking. But do things look to be in the correct orientation, as it were, or are they mirrored? Like something that's normally on the left is on the right, or something that's normally on the right is on the left?
Well, this room here that we're in currently looks correct, and so does the storage room that just connects to it.
Mm.
But this room you've got on that wall just don't exist here. And these stairs that lead down somewhere else don't exist either. And so do a couple of these rooms. The office does look like the dimensions of mine, but it's just a rectangle, so... But what does irk me is the cells we've got connecting to this place so far away and orientated different.
I'm so sorry, I'll be back in like 5.
So it's almost like it was a completely different prison, the one we went into.
She kind of scratches her head and tips her hat back a little bit. Well, to me, it's kind of like a bunch of rooms from different places have been jumbled.
All smashed together, all higgledy-piggledy.
That's a weird claim to make, but you said my office was there, so... It's just my 2 cents.
You make a good point there, Sheriff. Thank you.
That explains the phenomena.
May
I ask
sorry.
the semantics? No, my bad on the pause. May I ask on the semantics? How many prisoners had you lost that day? Because the bodies were definitely piling up while we were visiting.
Well,
I'm back.
From what I remember, we lost about 3 prisoners. But they just kind of disappeared. And the guards, they haven't reported back either.
I'm really sorry to cut you off, Sheriff, but I had a thought, and I'm not sure if it's been expressed yet. Do you recognize any of the other descriptions from possible places around Bilgewater?
Well, considering these rooms you say very much inside rooms, I don't really make a habit of checking out people's homes just to see what they look like.
That's no worries, but is there a possible chance that these other rooms that we've experienced down here could actually be at different parts of Bilgewater itself? And that the cells could actually be somewhere else entirely?
I don't know about cells, but maybe these other rooms could have a point. You said there was some kind of incinerator or something in this room. There's only a couple places that have that kind of setup. Maybe a forge or some kind of
kiln,
mortaring or something. I don't know.
Could you possibly write down the locations of the places that could have these? Because I would very much like to investigate the likeness.
Well, there's more than a couple, but I can give you some ideas of what kind of businesses might have it. There's not just one smith in Bilgewater, nor is there just one incinerator. I mean, some of the damn Irie folk have them to get rid of refuse that patrons leave around town.
True, so of the places that you don't recognize, the one that could possibly be least likely to be common is the additional cell area, correct?
Well, the cells you described are like the cells in here. And I wouldn't know if somewhere else to have cells in Bilgewater unless they were private.
I think I might have an idea on that.
Well, shoot. Let's hear it.
Do you by chance know where Jack is held up?
I believe Jack's currently moving between the city and some island he's got off the coast.
Okay, I apologize. That was somewhat of a trick question, because we have an idea of where he might be. But do you by chance have a lead that he could be kidnapping people and holding them there? Because we looked through your files and some things matched up.
My files? Hold up. My files were in this room?
I had mentioned that, yes, sorry.
I see. And which files?
Specifically relating to people going missing. And that has a direct relation to Jack and the reason we're looking for him.
Right. Look, Jack's got a couple of fighting rings around Bilgewater, and he likes to go to these places in person. I got a feeling that some of these weird kidnappees that don't come back right, he might be using for the entertainment purposes.
That I can also tell you is someone on the right track of thought, but he's not the only one who's doing this thing. We've got another lead that happens to give us an idea of who that might be, which we'll be more than happy to share at a later date, but we're currently discussing this. The fact that people are going missing through kidnapping specifically, or just general disappearances related to Jack, is there a possibility that he actually has these specific cells that are here, but not here?
There's a possibility, yes.
Well, how can a place be in two places at one time?
Well, multiple areas
You're
of
the
that
ones
place.
telling me that my place ain't as you saw it.
Haley, I have a feeling that there were multiple places around Bilgewater, or specifically the Serpentiles, with Jack's Island possibly, that were all brought to one place. And that can be possible through the Void. We did run into the Void after all,
That
did we
is
not,
true.
Mix?
That is true.
This is true, yes?
If that's the case, then there's got to be a center somewhere. There's got to be a hole that everything came through.
I have an idea, actually.
Let's hear it.
The small gem that we found. Maybe that was a catalyst for why this place was like it was.
And Melis will at this point facepalm.
Yes.
Look, dears, I'm mighty confused right now. But I think you're telling me the truth. Look, Jessamine promised our help in this investigation and bringing Jack and his gang to justice. You have our support.
Thank you, Sheriff.
If we can be of any help, you just ask.
Wonderful. I'll do just that. Thank you very much, Sheriff.
You're welcome. I'm gonna stay here for a little bit and just get up to date with what these guys have to say about their shifts. You keep in touch, yeah?
Likewise.
If you need us urgently, you know where to find us.
I'm the sheriff, I'll find you.
Thank you.
But yes, I know where to find you, dear.
Thank you for your time, and if you by chance end up running into the remains of what happened, please tell me.
I will. I want to get to the bottom of this. Bilgewater's got some ill people in it, but there's plenty of good ones too.
We have to keep them safe, don't we?
That's my job.
Alright, thank you, Sheriff. Again, sorry about the map.
It's not a problem. I'm gonna go say sorry to Jessamine later. Gunning her off halfway through making teas. Probably not gonna leave her in the best mood.
In that case, we
Sindar.
might have to look for tea later.
Should we bring cake? That's what you
I
do,
love-
isn't it? Tea and cake?
I love cake.
What kind of cake does Jessamine like?
I'm not actually too sure. I don't know, she's hard to get stuff out of sometimes. It's not work related.
Alright. Well, we may call on you later then.
Not a problem.
Afternoon tea does sound excellent.
Alright, you boys. Questioning time for that one up the end. I'm just gonna see my friends here out. She gets up from the table and like gestures you outside as she stops at the gates. Now, I don't know the next time we'll get to speak, since misfortune's left me in charge of some big stuff as of late, but if it's important, I'll find you.
Wonderful.
Likewise.
With that, she kind of shuts the gate, locks it behind her, and descends down the steps. What would you guys like to do?
I'm annoyed.
Malu would like to see if he can find a armory or armorer in the market district of the docks.
Someone who's not sugar.
But that is not the most pressing of matters. If anyone else has any ideas, then now is the time. We have a day.
I think we should go talk to Zark on Brath, and then we can split off into shopping in groups of 2. How does that sound?
I think that sounds good. I do miss Zarkon. He's a funny, funny man. You'd like him, Malu.
Can't wait to meet you. Might just join you this time.
By the way, Angus, you successfully made a woman on an absolute mission.
Oh boy.
You really did kill a lot of people.
Could I just do a quick check-in on time-wise? I know I said we've got a day. How many days is it till the next pit fight?
The next pit fight? What do you mean? You haven't found out when the next pit fight is?
We were told it was essentially a direct
See-
week after the first fight.
See you next week was the statement from Jack at the
Oh my god, sorry, yes.
I told you had story hounds, Angus.
Oh my god.
Hi, sorry, this is why I keep a quest log.
You guys got me on one. You finally got me on one. God, it would be tomorrow.
Okay.
Yep.
Now the out of character question is...
No, it would be tomorrow. In game.
Yep, now the out of character question is, do we go to the fight or do we take that opportunity to go to the island?
Up to you.
That's not an out of character question at all. That's a very much in character question, Hellcat.
Well,
No,
no,
it's
I
a
wouldn't
question that needs to be had in character.
game.
I don't know. Oh, I hadn't even thought about that.
Honestly,
Also,
I feel
how
like
mad?
we need
How
more
mad are
assistance than we
you?
have.
How mad are you about that void crystal right now?
Oh, the Void Crystal? Not super mad, actually. That's
Okay,
not
good.
what I'm annoyed about.
Are you annoyed about Haley's terrible map drawing skills?
Oh, no, actually.
I'm
It's the
sorry.
fact that I don't have the remains, and
Yeah,
that
no,
has
understandable.
created a woman on a warpath.
Because if we can find the place where the remains were, she'll still be there, hopefully. If the mess in the kiln was any indication, like no one's going to be cleaning that. So, okay, well, I imagine we're all we're walking as we're talking. I would imagine.
Yeah,
So.
I'd assume so.
Yeah.
I also want to make a quick note that the furnace area is likely to be connected to the docks.
Mm. Well, no, the word Angus used was a kiln.
Yeah, but specifically where Kiki went on her little warpath was the docks. So if those
Okay.
specific bodies where we found the gem
Would be
and
from
the kiln
docks.
is likely to be close to where that piece is.
All right. So what on a dock requires the use of an oven to cure it? What?
Make an intelligence check. You're an artificer. Make an intelligence check.
All right.
True.
Oh, don't fuck me. That's a 22.
Right. So, you would know this well. You would know that most shipwrights have access to a kiln to do maintenance on things like cannons and other metal fixtures for ships.
Powder monkeys.
I was going to say, what are you about to suss out Scoin like I am?
Yeah, that's literally that's it. That's you're like, Hellcat and I are on the same page. Okay, no,
For the first time in this
Oh
campaign.
no, it's not the first time in this campaign. I'm just
In
like
theories, yes,
in
it is.
theories. Well,
Back onto Zarkon
yeah,
Breath, let's
sorry,
go.
Zarkon Breath.
You guys
so-
want to see Sargon Breath?
Yeah,
All right.
but
Yes, sir.
I think Haley and Malice Haley's sort of thinking, and she sort of tilts her head back and goes, "A kiln." And she sort of whispers, "Powder monkeys," and then Malice whips her head around and is like, probably immediately understands what Haley's talking about.
Not a problem. You guys, it takes you a good half an hour to move up across Butcher's Bridge, past the Temple of Nagboros to the Eyrie, where you find your way back to the Fickle Fortune. There is once again a bouncer outside, and the ornate gold sign swinging above the door is a welcome sight.
All right, shall we go in, Malice? Malu?
Are you coming in as well, Mimics?
I've never been to such a place. It looks interesting.
Oh, you are going to love it.
Wonderful. Stay close to Haley.
I see. But what if I do not want to stay close to Haley?
Then stay close with me.
You have a third option, you know. We could explore together. See,
Shuffles up.
That.
Is this all of you?
Yes.
Are you here for leisure or stakes?
A conversation, if that's an option.
A conversation. Very well. No trouble. Understood.
Understood.
He kind of takes the bit of rope out of the doorway and beckons his stingray suited arm towards the interior.
Much obliged.
All good. You guys shuffle in, and the first thing that strikes you is the inside, while the same, looks very different to the last time you were in here. It looks like there are pink flares across the walls, and some kind of theme is going on inside here. It looks like he's done a complete makeover of the interior of this place. It's not quite high business hours yet, so clientele is slow, but you see the gaming tables to your far right. The bar is in front of you, and the gold ornate curves of this place kind of sing to its class.
You weren't wrong. Thank you for encouraging me in this time.
I kind of enjoyed the Freljord look. Anyway, shall we go see him?
You guys are going up to the bar?
Yeah.
Yeah?
No problem. The bartender comes over and is like, "Hello, what's your poison?"
Brath.
Brath. I haven't
And-
heard of that drink.
And apple juice.
Apple juice, I know. One apple juice for the lady as he quickly shuffles under the bar top. We just got it in. Apparently the owner had a client. Is that you?
Yes, it is. And Haley's quite clearly very happy that Zarkon did actually get the apple juice in for her, like she asked him to.
Ah, well, he raves about you, darling. Something about petiteness and whatever. And as for the two, three. I didn't see you there, big man. What can I get you?
I'll take some broth to go with the breath.
Broth. We have chicken broth, beef broth, some unknown broth. Oh, a beer. Was it a beer you want?
Surprise me.
Surprise you? A surprise of broth or a surprise of beer?
Don't tell bartender that. Oh no.
Look, I'll just surprise you. As he gets under the bar, he kind of shuffles around and he pulls out a cocktail shaker. About 30 seconds. Takes what looks like a metal martini glass up from below the counter. Pours this out, and looking at it, it is this swirling space-like galaxy-looking drink.
I was gonna say, is it gonna be like an actual chicken stock paired with beer?
There you go, friend. It's a specialty of mine. Call it the Cosmos.
Thank you. I can fancy you already.
What about you? Don't think I've seen anyone looking quite like you. What can I get you, dear? I do not know. This is a very pretty drink. Can I have something similar? Or maybe green, if you have something like that. Appletini coming up. Look, we didn't get the apple juice in just for you. I'm sorry. Makes other drinks out.
I know. I know.
Similar process, shakes it up and pass it to Mimics. You just see her take a sip, kind of, judge for a second. I like this drink. I feel warm.
Yes, that's alcohol, Mimics.
Oh, this
Mella's
is
kind
alcohol.
of. Mella's kind of. You go.
That's all she had to say. He looks at you expectingly.
Kind of embarrassed that she was ignored and misunderstood and then made fun of. Zarkon. Can we talk to him?
Oh, sure, I'll just check out back. He's probably talking to one of the singers or something. He turns around, pops behind the bar. You guys sit and wait about 4 or 5 minutes. And then you see 2 swinging doors burst open. Darlings! My goodness, it's been too long. I mean, it's been like a week, but too long. Come. come with me. I'll take you upstairs. Private quarters, you know. We'll have a chat.
Haley looks at Mimix and wiggles her eyebrows. Like, see? See?
So, as you come around back, you see the stairs leading up, this red carpet, like, there's even more luscious interior design going on. As you go upstairs, you see what's basically a red room of, there's like a dancing stage here, there's very ornate looking gambling tables, there's booths, and up the back there's like a private area with colourful tinted glass. As he walks over and opens the door, he beckons you in expectingly. It's like, come on. Quickly, I want to hear the gossip. You guys shuffle in, and he settles down, pours himself a large drink, and it's kind of like a big gold goblet. He's got, holding it in one hand, sits at the end of the table. It's like, now, what can I do for you?
A couple things.
Ooh, a couple. We getting adventurous?
Yes, we certainly are.
Good.
An employee of yours.
You have word? Now tell me.
Kiki, yes.
Yes. Is she coming back soon? It's been so hard to find good help.
Yes, I'm sorry, but you will have to rehire.
Say your meaning.
She is officially dead.
Oh, goodness.
Can I do a little
This
insight?
is some sick jest.
Can I do a little inside check to see if, like, he looks legitimately shook by the news of Kiki's death, or if he knew that she was dead already? Like, whether or
Yeah,
not...
make an insight check.
That is a 21.
All good. He seems to be overplaying it, but he does seem like kind of surprised to hear that she's dead.
So, like, he's hamming it up, but he's legitimately a little bit shaken by it.
He'd been fearing the worst, but at the same time,
Yeah.
Hoping for the
it
best.
still hurts when you hear it. It still hurts when you hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Melis
That's
will
all
kind of deadpan to him and just be like, I would not kid around about this. I'm sorry.
Look, I'm not kidding around. I'm sorry to hear that. She, how did she go?
In my arms. And you'll see just kind of a tear start rolling down.
And who did it?
Me.
Explain.
When she went missing, it turns out that it was by Jack's hand. And
The
some
swine.
experimenting later.
Experimenting?
Someone down there was messing with forces that I don't think your average layperson would understand. It managed to bend both the rules of nature and the rules of space.
I see.
Zarkon, you're a smart man, so I won't go too far into it.
I think I can piece the rest together.
Yes. I do have some questions, though.
I will answer them as you see him take a bottle of what looks like spirits from the wall, just pour about half of it into the goblet in front of him and watch him take a big sip. As he kind of closes his eyes, bracing for your questions.
Does she have any family here? Anywhere she could stay?
She was, before she turned of age, she was staying with me. She was an orphan. I hired her. She showed potential, and after she was ready to go about life herself, she moved into the Brazen Hydra. I never liked that part of town, but she was an independent girl. Didn't deserve what happened.
In that case, I sincerely have to thank you. If it wasn't for you then, I would never have been able to meet her.
Don't want to be thanked.
Maybe not now, but Kiki was special.
Yes, she was. Yes, she was. And you say Jack did this to her?
Jack connected to somebody else outside of Bilgewater, yes.
I want a name.
Are you able to protect yourself?
I might look a drunken, meandering, fabulous establishment owner, but I've scuffled with the Bilgewater lot for years. I built my business from the ground up.
Zarkon, I know you're strong in yourself. That's telling with where you are now. But I'm truly asking, are you strong enough?
I'm strong enough. As he makes cold, direct eye contact with you.
Singed and the void.
The void.
Yes.
Well, I understand your question. And this Singed, who is he?
Haley?
He is... He's been known as one of the more unorthodox scientists in Piltover for a long time. There is a bounty out on his head directly from the Piltover police forces. Caitlin herself signed the order.
I see.
We think he's been experimenting with things that he probably
Dark
shouldn't.
magics.
You see him get up, holding a finger up as to hold your questioning for a second, as he opens up a cabinet at the back of this wall. You see tomes after tome. Looks like they're neatly filed in here as he takes one out and shuffles through the pages. Singed. No other known alias. Apparently prodigy at the University of Piltover. Excelled in alchemy. Renowned scientist. Dismissed after funding cut. Malpractice and gross abuse of research.
He's a character, that's for sure.
What are you going to do about it?
First, Jack. Jack's connected to too many things in Bilgewater. He's target number 1.
Right. Well. I have something I'd like to ask of you.
Ask away.
I'd like to be there when his head rolls.
Then it might be tomorrow.
Good. Where should I meet you?
Fighting ring. That's where we'll be. We're scheduled for another fight. And I believe we might challenge him himself.
And you know which one already?
Would we know that?
Probably not, because you haven't looked into it.
Truthfully, no. Honestly, I'd assumed that it'd be the same place we fought last week.
I'd say.
But thinking now, that's not likely.
Well, if it's illegal malice, they'd have to keep moving it around.
I'll hustle some of his brigands into my establishment, marinate them, see what they know. Can be very persuasive when free drinks are on the house.
Very true. I have 2 more things if you don't mind.
Ask away.
First, Kiki's things have been taken by Jack's Ben throughout the week.
Those
They knew about it.
monsters. Nothing
So-
left.
Nothing.
Send your soul to rot in the Shadow Isles.
My pleasure. Lastly, Isles of Wight.
Oh,
Kiki mentioned it.
she mentioned the... Right. I'll show you. Come with me. I'll get my going out clothes.
Thank you.
He leaves the room, and takes another couple of minutes, coming back in what looks like a somewhat trench coat, slightly more ornate, and stylish hat. And a somewhat broken man leads you out, down, back into Rat Town. As he heads to the eastern shores, you go closer and you come to an ocean grove of sorts. Looking across the ocean, you see what looks like a massive net with the intersections holding what look like coffins. The array of these coffins stretches out almost as far as the eye can see, all interconnected and bobbing in the water. And on top of them, you see the smears of what you can discern to be bird shit covering all of them as far as the eye can see. It's a coy name, but that's why they call it the Isles of Wight.
Do they have a special meaning to Kiki? Because she asked for me to let her rest here.
It's tradition that we send our dead to sea, but we all want a place to visit. Those that were dear to us, so they rest here. It's our way.
Jack will die.
Oh, we'll see to that, Melistra. We'll see to that personally.
Thank you for your help, Zarkon.
You're welcome. Thank you for letting me know.
It had to be done. And Malice will kind of like hold his hand and tap it and put it to her forehead.
Gives your hand a gentle squeeze as you see a tear roll down his face. It's all quite hard to watch as this usual jovial figure takes a very serious tone. If you wouldn't mind, I'd like some time alone to reflect.
Of course, Zarkon.
Thank you. I'll meet you tomorrow. And, darlings, Jack will get what's coming to him.
I expect
You have my sword and my voice.
Wonderful. Until next time, be safe.
Toodaloo.
Alright, so we're in Rat Town.
Yes, you're back in Rat Town. You see the bobbing coffins that make up the Isles of Wight shift and sway in the gentle waters of the evening.
Mm-hmm.
As the sun continues to go down, if you stick around, you see small spirits move and dart between these coffins, glowing light shades of blue under the water, almost like the dead commune here.
That's where the currents bring them, they say.
What would you guys like to do?
I believe shopping.
Yeah, Mother wanted to do some shopping. I'm just gonna do the bathroom really quickly, if that's okay.
Not a problem.
Awesome.
Okay, I say we split up into 2 groups of 2, because that way we can all go to our separate places to shop.
Not a problem. If you're looking for stuff in particular, feel free to message me. Otherwise, we'll play it out as it happens. That's very specific.
Okay, not literally. Okay, maybe a little literally, but not quite. You know what I mean. Oh, fuck, imagine.
Breastplated thing. Just letting you know, Void, you've got
Yes.
unarmored defense.
Yes. However, I've calculated and done the research that light armor wouldn't be worth it over unarmored defense. However, medium class would be.
Okay, not a problem.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom quickly too, so I'll be back.
Right.
Void, you and Lucky can work out the 2 groups. I don't mind.
Cool.
Alright, I'm gonna fill up my drink. Once you guys get back, we'll restart.
I'm back.
Hello.
All right.
I would like to rescind my request of what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Breastplate does not quite cut it in terms of AC.
Are you still looking for medium armor?
I'm looking for medium armor of some kind. Yes. Yeah.
Do you know what kind?
Yeah,
Like
it's
studded leather, leather, half plates. Actually, that might be heavy.
No, there is a half plate available in medium.
I'm back.
Half plate would do.
All good. You probably want something that uses your dex.
Oh my god, we've got so many things to do.
I'm looking for a half plate armor. Yes.
Half plate. Let's have a look. What's your current dex mod?
+2.
Okay, yep. It's good.
Is Dex mod a prerequisite for armor? Or?
Well, it has a maximum of 2. Otherwise, any additional dex doesn't factor into your armor class. If you wear this. Have you researched cost of half plate at all?
No, but I can do. My apologies on not being more profound in my research on this behalf.
It's all good. I'm just guiding expectation.
Fork. Maybe I'm not looking for half plate.
Oh yeah, half plate's expensive.
Scale mail would be.
Hey, money bags.
Scale mail would still be.
I mean, it's only a +1, isn't it?
Scale +1?
No, because I didn't realize where I'm looking at my current AC that takes into account dex bonus already. I'm actually looking for anything better than a 12.
Scale mail would be good. It does give you disadvantage on stealth checks, though.
When has Maluk been stealthy? I'm hunting the stores looking for a scale mail armor shirt.
All right.
Top.
Make me an investigation check. Are you going alone or are you bringing someone?
I believe we never actually discussed partners, but I guess mimics if both Malice and Haley wanted to see Shugu.
All good. How you ask mimics? She's a person. She doesn't just follow blindly.
So we're walking as a group, and so I go. So presumably you two are off to see Shugu, correct? We all know how I feel about Shugu.
Yes, I need to see if I can find a flintlock specialist somewhere. And Bilgewater.
Mimics, do you need flintlock? Or would you like to come join me on the armor hunt?
You are looking for armor? I love trying on new clothes. Let's do that.
Have fun, you two.
She gives you like a kind of fuck you smile. As she turns around and follows after Malu. What are you and Melissa doing?
Well, I think Haley needs to find a new arcane focus.
Yeah.
Because I need to start using my arcane firearm. I forgot that was a thing that I could do.
You can just make that for free and use that as an arcane focus. Like, you just get that.
I just get that?
You just get that.
But what if
Yeah.
I want a cooler one? I suppose I can make it. I should have.
Alright, no, we'll do this. We'll do this.
I'm immediately regretting this decision.
What about you, Melissa?
Melissa wants to find some magic shit, which is not literally shit, which I apparently have to specify.
Alright, are you seeking out Shugu, or are you looking for a different vendor?
We'll try Shugu first, if that's okay with...
Sure.
Okay.
You know where Shugu is, so it is not hard to find him at all. I'm just gonna change scene, like it doesn't really relate to Malu and Mimics, but I like seeing Shugu's face, so deal with it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Everybody hates him, but you can't help but like just look at him a little bit. You kind of like him. Kind of like him with his little frog chungus looking ass.
It's getting dark at this point, and as you kind of make your way through the storehouses, most places have packed up for the day. And down the hallway, you see coming towards you Shugu riding Crab as he kind of hobbles along the pavement here. Oh, just two today! They're so weird, crabs! Oh, yes. Sugar is closed!
Even to paying customers?
Oh.
That's what I thought, Sugar.
What do you think, crabs? I will feed you later. Now, what do you want? As he kind of hobbles down and he kind of trips and he falls off Crabs and rolls off his back, brushes himself off. What is it you need? Ooh, Sugar has so much good things.
That's good to hear. Magical items. Special. Unique. What do you have?
Oh, magical items. Let me see. Ooh. He kind of shuffles around in the back of his pack and throws some knickknacks on the floor before gathering them up and coming over towards you. First things first. I have this wand. Look at it. As he kind of waves it around, you see like a light blue sparkly trace weave the tip of this thing through the air.
What kind of wand is it? Is it like a stick, or is it like a little princess wand with a ribbon on it, or?
He's holding it, but as you look at it, it looks like it looks quite weird. It looks like kind of like it's made out of both glass and wood, as it weaves around, and you see light twinkles coming off it as you kind of look into the slightly opaque structure of this thing.
Maybe. What else have you got in that magic bag of yours, Sugar?
Ooh, I have magic bag too! As he gets out what looks like a small pouch. It is very, very cool. I put so much things inside it. Yes.
Oh, don't. Nobody imagine putting your hand in the bag. Nobody imagine that.
Do you want the bag?
What else
How
have you
much
got
would
for
it-
us? Oh,
The bag is
sorry.
500 gold.
Maybe another time. We have one of our own, and we don't need two currently.
Okay. I get something else.
Thank you.
Someone roll me a D100.
Hellcat, you do
Yeah,
it.
on it. A 43.
43? Okay. 43. Okay. He pulls out from the back what look like pieces of armor. As this kind of plate set rests in front of you. He starts putting it together in its form on the ground, and it looks like there's a dark reddish tinge to this armor with licks of horn bits on the cuffs and the shoulders. And as he takes the helmet out, it looks like there's two curved horns protruding out the back of it as this very sinister looking set of armor rests on the cobbles.
Armor. That's
Well,
You're both too weak.
I
You
agree.
can't handle the armor.
I agree, Shugu. So, did you just bring it out to make fun of us?
Yes! Crab's idea.
Honestly, I respect that. Good joke.
It looks like the crab's laughing.
oh,
I get something else. He pulls out a length of rope from the pack this time as he starts to unwind it. He throws it up in the air, and it looks like it just stands directly up straight as it wraps around one of the balustrades in the rafters. This rope, very, very cool. You can climb very good.
hmm.
It's
Yeah.
interesting, I'll give you that, but where would Shugu use it? Because I can't think of where I would use it.
Sugar uses this to spy on female Shugu.
You know what, Shugu?
Sugar is not proud.
Just because it's you, Shugu, I'm not going to report you.
Sugar didn't do anything wrong. Sugar just lonely.
Shugu, don't you have crab? Does crab not fill the void in your heart?
Crab is not sexy like Sugar.
How much was that plate armor, by the way, Shugu? Because I know of a person who might be interested.
No,
No? Just
no,
no?
no.
Oh, okay.
He's not ready.
You know that yourself, Shugu. Are you
Shugu
very
knows
good at
anything.
deceptive?
But not how to not look into people's windows, apparently.
Sugar just kind of goes silent for the first time ever as he looks at the ground and starts cleaning up the plate. He then takes out what looks like an amulet on a small chain out of the back of this crab's knapsack.
Now
This-
you're talking.
I'm not talking, but anyway, this is fantastic. This is for the alcoholics, yes. Makes them good at it. Makes them feel good too.
How much?
200 gold.
Do you mind if Haley does a quick look to see its exact properties before we pay?
Down payment of 100 gold.
Haley
Now,
looks at
sugar.
Haley looks at Melis like,
You costing Sugar too much money with identifying everything Sugar has.
well, we wouldn't have to, Sugar, if you told us what it was when we asked.
I did. I told you it's good for the drunkards.
How?
They drink, they feel better. What more is there to explain?
How does it
You know
work?
what, Shugu?
Sugar.
You know what? Sure. I'll buy it.
He's just like holds a hand out expectingly as a smile creeps across his face.
Now that smile is not normal. Can I insight check that smile?
Yes. Yes, you can.
That is a 17.
Smile's very normal.
What passes
Okay,
for
but
normal?
okay. Yeah.
Look, Sugar, I feel
I'll
bad
buy
for. All right, I reckon.
All right.
Our character. I bet it's a Constitution based.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are now in possession of the amulet, and Haley, you can do an identify on it, and
Yep.
you hand 200 gold over to Shugu. So deduct that off your list.
Yeah, for the record, I've been keeping active track, so you don't need to worry.
Sugar,
All
how much are you going to sting me for that wand?
500 gold.
Oh, absolutely not. You're dreaming.
This is good wand, yes. War mage wand, yes. As he kind of like waves it around the air.
Oh my god.
Sorry, you continue. I'm just annoyed that I didn't ask what it was.
Well, see, this is why you don't like Sugar, because he cucks you when Haley just knows exactly what he's doing.
You know it's Argonian wand, yes. As he keeps waving around the air, like
Oh, gee!
following the light.
Good God, Sugar, can you please stop waving that around so much?
Shut up, Crabs. Sugar having fun.
Dick!
Sugar is being irresponsible.
Sugar like waves it around a little longer, then gets bored, pockets it. Anything else?
No, but I might be back for that another day.
Yes. I would
That's
imagine.
okay. If Sugar doesn't sell it, he will sell it to you.
Wonderful.
Did you
You
just
want
say
the down payment on
wonderful?
wand?
No, because it's probably going to be 250 gold, isn't it?
Yes, but I will keep it for you.
No, I'll run the risk, don't worry.
Okay. As he takes the wand out again and starts waving it around the air.
I sort of start pushing Melis out of the way, like we have to get out of here or he's gonna blow some shit up. Goodbye, Sugar.
Goodbye! As arc of lightning shoots out of the wand and blows a hole in the ceiling. Crab! Run for it! As he shuffles back onto the crab, and you just see them skitter off.
How is he still able to run a business?
Crab, that's how.
Oh, I would love to pick that creature's brain one day. Well,
Learn the language.
shall we have a look at that little amulet then?
Please.
Yeah, I'll do the identify spell.
All good.
Don't ritual it, just cast it.
No, I'm just gonna cast it because we got time to have a long rest, so that's fine. I'm just gonna cast it.
Not a problem. You cast Identify, and you identify this to be an Amulet of the Drunkard. This amulet smells of old, ale-stained wood. While wearing it, you can regain 4d4 plus 4 hit points when you drink a pint of beer, ale, mead, or wine. Once the amulet has restored hit points, it can't do so again until next dawn.
To specify, does it have to be a fresh drink, or can it be out of?
It can be. Yeah, it just has to be alcoholic.
Awesome.
Uh-oh.
That is a cool item.
I do still need to... You know what? Never mind. I can probably make one better myself. It'll just take all night.
Are you sure?
Oh,
No,
okay.
let's use this time. Let's go look.
All right.
All right, make an investigation check, and then we'll get to Mallow.
Investigation.
Mhm.
That is a 14 plus 6 for a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You have an eye for these kind of things, Haley. As you're moving through the shopping district, you see cannons lined up outside this place. Beautiful, ornate, somewhat practical, but there are many different types here, like varying ammunition sizes as well.
Mm-hmm.
Heading in the front door, you hear a gunshot go off as you see a cap burst above you as the proprietor almost jumps out of his seat up the front. Oh, well now! I'm sorry, I'm just a real heavy sleeper. Now, what can I do for you two? You looking to get yourself some gear? Got some defending to do?
I have to say, sir, I saw your cannons from outside, and they are
Oh yeah, the
exquisite.
ladies love the cannons. Like, my goodness. If I wasn't in the cannon business, I would have never met my wife. I swear. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for one of those, but smaller. The one that I can hold in my
Looking
hands.
for a smaller cannon.
I'm
Now,
looking-
usually the girls don't look for smaller cannons, but I will oblige. Let me see what I can do for you.
My good sir, have you seen my own height? I don't know if I'd be able
That
to
is damn
manage.
fair enough.
I
I'm
don't know if I'd
very
be able to
sorry.
manage such an unwieldy cannon.
It's not a problem. I'm not one to judge. Now, you're looking for a cannon. Are we talking mounted cannon? Are we talking hand cannon? Are we talking maybe pop yourself in the head cannon? I know we get a lot of people that want those pop yourself in the head cannons. I don't know why, but they do. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for a hand cannon.
A hand cannon.
Yes.
No problem. He reaches behind and he pulls out what looks like a thick barreled blunderbuss with a slightly ornate chamber. It looks like there's some kind of carving inside it and an ivory handle with what looks like some kind of loading mechanism above the hilt.
Mm-hmm.
Now this here, latest range, you don't need to do no powdering or nothing. It's got a little arcane switch just under the notch, so you can just keep loading bullets into it and bang, 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 bang! Enemy's dead.
Haley is so happy right now. Like, she's got this big grin on her face and her eyes are just sparkling. Oh,
Also, if you're in a tricky situation, you can buy one of these from me. We call them a big one. You just load that into the back, it'll destroy the gun itself, but whatever's in front of you ain't gonna be there no more.
oh, she rubs her hands together. Oh, I am a big fan of that, but I have to be smart.
Big
about
fan
this.
of the big one. Everyone is.
Yes. What else? What else have you got?
What else?
In the way of
All right.
in the way of sidearms and hand cannons. I'm
Sidearms.
fascinated to see what you have.
All right, we call this a pigeon sniper as he takes out another pistol-looking object, but with a much thinner barrel. This thing can shoot accurately on the unexpected range. That ship's coming at you ages away. You're a good shot. You'll take out its captain no problem, as long as you aim straight. It's got no fall-off for about 120 feet.
My goodness. That's magnificent. What
Marlis
else?
is kind
What
of
el-
doing like the
She's a
geek
beauty.
out of water.
Now, I can see that you know what you're talking about when it comes to this stuff. I'm going to show you something real interesting. All right?
all right.
And don't go telling nobody else about this, okay? As he reaches under the counter,
So
pulls
I can
out-
be discreet.
he pulls out what looks like a almost sci-fi like esque weapon to you. As you look at it, it's got weird coils on the inside as it leads to like a nozzle. It's not any cannon you've seen, but in between the folds of the metal and the trigger, you see what looks like a chip of purple crystal, not like the void one, but more dense and reflective. Now this is top of the line hex tech.
I can see that.
This guy here, if you use it as your main firearm, just makes you better with your spell lock abilities, you know? Channeling them through it just adds a bit more oomph. Like the reticle on it, beautiful. Mastercraft.
Does it have any fall off for regular ammunition?
Well, as long as you're casting at your spell's range, there's no fall off. As for ammunition, it costs that ammunition as if it were one of your spells, up to 60 feet.
Oh my god. Sir, and Haley puts her hands flat on the table. How
What
much
can I do for you?
for that?
It's an expensive piece of equipment. 350. Have I dropped out?
No, Haley's just disappointed. Oh, as excited as I am, I don't think. Hang on a minute, and I grab Malice by the arm. Malice, Malice, how much money do you have left?
Why?
I really need that gun. I really need it, and I don't have enough on me. I promise I'll pay you back as soon as we get the bounty.
What about Malu?
I
Shit.
was hoping to potentially retcon. Could I possibly have borrowed 30 before leaving? But
Shit.
30's all like.
Oh, no. Never mind. Never mind.
We'll buy it.
No, what? No, Malice.
Absolutely. Let me gift wrap that for you right now.
Wonderful.
As you see him take the gun, put it in what looks like a kind of ebony case, and he wraps it up in a bit of brown papered parcel and hands it across to you. Now remember, if anyone asks where you got that, I won't tell them.
Should I just say it fell off the back of a ship?
Damn straight you should say that it fell off the back of a ship.
Yes, sir.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure to.
It's been a pleasure dealing with you ladies.
One more question. Your artistry on your cannons is fantastic. I have to ask, is that molded and then kilned into the top, or do you carve that by hand?
Well, actually, that one's a custom. I had a very talented gentleman build that for me. Goes by the name of Billy.
Oh. Thank you. I'll have to hunt him down and ask him his techniques, because that tooling is just outrageously good.
Good luck, he's a slob bastard. Anyway, ladies, I need to close up now. It's getting quite late.
Of course, of
No
course.
worries.
Uh,
Have a good day.
I hate to be rude.
No, no, of course. I shall
I do
definitely
need to
be
pick
back.
you
I'll
up.
be sending business your way, sir.
Fantastic. I love a recurrent customer.
I like a repeating pistol. Semi-automatic.
Gun jokes. That's what I'm about.
Ah,
Get out of
son,
my store.
I saw my shot and I took it. And with that, she leaves.
Fantastic.
Malice, thank you so much. Oh my goodness, I promise to get the money back to you as soon as I can.
Uh,
Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. And Haley's
I-
just freaking out over this gun.
I need to build the item for you.
Okay.
Because I haven't finished it, but I wanted to play it out anyway. So it will be in your inventory the next session.
Splendid.
But you can add for the sake of if combat happens during this one, you can add +1 to your spells and a +1 to hit with any other attack made with the weapon. And the other unique stuff will make itself clear soon. But you'll just have to play with that.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy. So it's a +1 to all my damaging spells, and then a +1 to
+1 to hit, and +1 to hit with the gun part of the weapon itself. But it basically acts as a spell casting focus, and a 1 storage unit, so you can clip your the wand you make with the Artificer trait to add bonus damage to your spells onto this weapon and get the bonus D8 through it without having to use an offhand.
Yes.
Which is pretty good.
Yes.
Anyway, Malu.
Could I possibly just double check? Would we be able to retcon me borrowing 25 or 30 gold from Malice before parting, or do I need to?
I'm happy to retcon that, but like obviously Void has the money, so I mean Hellcat has the money.
Yeah, 30 gold, easy.
Thank you. That increases my budget to potentially purchase full range.
Okay. You kind of
Marlowe is on the
move around the districts and roll me a investigation check.
15.
15. You see a chimney stack not 2 blocks over, and as you kind of hobble along, you find yourself inside a very dark, dim-lit forge. You're still in Rat Town, but it looks like this place has had some tussles in it over the years, as it's not the cleanest, but as you move in, you see a younger man at the desk, kind of a bit wide-eyed and chipper with inexperience. And then you see an older, well-built Buru woman down by the forge section of this building. Hello, welcome. Welcome to Derrickle. It's the name of the store.
I've missed this smell.
Oh, really? Well, that's some new feedback. What can I help you with?
I'm in the market for some protection, let's say. I have a feeling I'm going to need to up my armor somewhat soon. Is that something you guys have in stock?
Well, yeah, we've got a couple of different sets of armors, like from sea leathers to metal varieties. Some slightly magical, even. Do you know what you're looking for?
Something not terribly heavy, but certainly protective. Metal is preferable for sure. Do you have any?
Yes. What kind of price range are you working with?
I have an upper limit of around 50 gold at the moment.
50 gold. Oh, well.
Any kind of scale for that?
We do have scale at that price range. Let me just see if I can get something your size from out back. I don't see many people as big as you often.
Thank you.
He shuffles around the back, and you see mimics kind of looking these different sets of armor over. Is this really what you wear for protection?
Unfortunately, so. When metal is flying at you, sometimes metal does the best.
Ah, it's metal. You melt it down, make it into weapons, and then throw it at each other. It's primitive combat.
Unfortunately, it's one I am far too well versed in for my liking.
Well, at least you're honest.
Too much time.
But what if you
We
were...
have our way.
You have your way. Is this the Buru way?
No.
I'm curious as to our cousin-like nature. You were once Ishtal, after all.
Long ago. Well, not as long as some.
I wonder then, what changed? Now people worked with the elements, but the Buru seemed to work with the beasts and the sea. Water, sure, but you worry more about Nagakaboros than dragons or storms. Why?
Fortunately, I've only ever witnessed one dragon, and that was less than a week ago, so
You have seen a dragon? Really?
I just missed out on that one.
Malu.
Could you
Somebody that
introduce
hasn't
me
been.
to this dragon? I'll make it worth your while.
One day, I'll make sure of it. But
She kind of
not,
glimpses a
not
bit
straight
and
away.
pouts at that remark. I guess. Very well. The boy comes out at this stage with a set of armor. Pardon me, that's my phone. 2 minutes. I need to take this, and then we'll get back to it.
I love fumbling.
Yeah. Hellcat has a point though. You have met like 2 dragons.
I have.
You
But
could
one of
backtrack a bit.
those
Well, and Mimics knows about Malice.
Okay.
So
He
maybe
comes
you can
out and he's got
do
a
it that way.
dark set of scale mail that looks like it's been slightly resized as he kind of pulls it up onto the counter with some effort. I think this'll do. Do you want to try it on?
I'll give it a whirl.
Good stuff. You start putting on this armor, and you see out the corner of your eye, the woman down by the forge stop working as she turns her attention to you, just watching as you pull this armor on. it feels kind of tight, but it effectively like covers the majority of you.
No weak spots.
I don't know. I kind of liked you bare-chested better. This
Me
just
too.
doesn't suit.
Unfortunately, I've been getting thrown around a bit too much recently. Need some extra protection.
Boys, you should take fashion sense from a girl. God.
And what do you recommend?
The blacksmith gets up at this point as she makes her way over, and you see the burnt, calloused hands of this woman. Her biceps are bigger than yours as she moves and judges the armor's fit. No, this will not do. Take it off.
I respect your words. And begins doffing the armor.
Your girlfriend is right. It does not suit you. Come. Come.
I follow. Who I motion toward.
She leads you over to the forge as she pulls what looks like some kind of circular band out of the fire and dumps it into water. She pulls it out, and for a solid 10 minutes, you see hammering and soldering of this metal. She pulls it out once again, and you see a swirling band, look like it's made like an armlet, shuddering with what look like waves carved into the metal on this thing. She pulls a matching band out of a box next to her. Try these on.
I motion to put the braces on.
Ooh. You feel denser as some magic runs up from these circlets through your body. Your skin feels almost stone-like as it emanates around your fists through your muscles. You will owe me, but we'll take the 50 gold now. I know of your tribe. You may hold on to them for now.
I will repay you at every turn I can.
May Nagakaboros watch over you. Boy,
And also
make a receipt. He hurriedly scraps together a note and copies it on another piece of parchment, hands it to you. It doesn't have a price mark on it, but it says to be owed. You can add braces of defense to your inventory.
thank you for your kind DM action and making me not do the dumb mistake.
It's
So
all
you,
part of the story, man.
yeah.
Boy, it's time to close. It's getting late.
Oh, Hellcat. Hellcat ring in the chat. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy.
You
Once
exit
again,
the door. Mimix is pretty impressed with these two circlets. Maybe you better answer distant. I see the axiom carved into the bands.
much better than that hunk of metal, hey?
Better. Anyway, I want to see the girls. While you're great most of the time, you're so sleepy.
Just let you know, you cut out with Mimix's response to the
Oh,
first there. I heard. Let's go see the girls, but I didn't hear the.
let's see the girls. You're so sleepy. Was
No, the sentence before "let's go." Sorry, the initial response to much better than the hunk of metal. If you said anything.
I'm kind of lost as to where you mean.
There was a pregnant pause in there on purpose, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. I am extremely sleepy.
All good. You all heading back to the Brazen Hydra, or do you have other business?
I'm there to get a long rest in because I got to prep my gear for this fight tomorrow.
No worries.
I think I want to keep an eye out for. I think her name is Talia, the gangplank representative that we met with. If I don't see her, then I'm not going to worry about it on the way back to the Hydra.
All good. You guys make your way back to the Hydra. Haley and Melissa arriving first, and later Malu and Mimix. And inside the Hydra, not much has changed. The dinner rush is starting. It's getting busy. Horvan, Asa are preoccupied with customers. Other than that, the people present are what you see on the map.
All right. Haley makes a beeline over to Billy Briggs.
Shit.
Oh no,
Well-
you're not in trouble.
Well, what can I do for you?
Nothing. I just wanted to ask you about where you learnt to tool your guns.
Well, where I've learned to do most things. Zorn.
I thought so.
Look, have I done something?
No, not at all. Not at all. I like how I approached you with a completely random thing and you immediately understood what I was talking about. No, I was on the hunt for a sidearm earlier on.
Yeah, because I'm a nerd like you.
I mean, you are. That's lovely. It's great. I like it. No one else is much chop with talking guns or anything with multiple moving parts in it.
You know, usually I'm pretty soft-spoken. But if there's coin in it, I'll talk your ear off.
No, that's fine.
Sorry if I
no,
killed
no, not at all. I'm sorry for interrupting your dinner.
No.
I just get carried away. I'm sorry.
Wait. My bad. I'm not really used to girls coming up and just making conversation.
Yes, I'm sorry for approaching you so brusquely. It's I don't often get to make conversation with people who know what I'm talking about.
No, that's fine. Would you like a drink? Cup of coffee? I see you drinking that often.
Thank you. Yes, I would. Thank you. Yes, I just wanted to talk to you about the way that you were making your flintlocks match, and then how that you managed to get the firing pin to line up exactly with the chambers that you had aligned around the outside of the cannon. I've never seen anything like it.
Well, the flintlock's not all that big of a deal. If you just line up the connector, it slides right into place. But the firing pin, you got to drop that at a particular angle, about 40 degrees sideways, and then gravity does the rest of the work. But as long as you don't have any scuffs on the inside of the chamber, it'll just slide right in there.
Okay, so I think Haley and Billy Briggs are going to sit there and talk shop for a bit.
Not a problem. What are the rest of you up to? As the bottom of this place gets increasingly busy and lively. So
Malice is going to look at Malu, shove the necklace into his chest, and go, "Keep some alcohol on you." And just walk off to her room.
No worries. Malu, what about you?
In response, Malu was going to hand back some of the gold he initially borrowed. For reference, Hellcat, you only need to mark off 14 total as borrowed. I'm gonna cover the rest from the coffers of Malice.
Okay, recorded.
And Malu is going to take those words to heart and immediately go grab a drink.
Not a problem. You go up to your room, Melissa. Make a perception check.
Oh boy, if there's a fish here, they're gonna die. That's a 19.
19. Your door is open.
Okay. Yeah, she's got a little magic loose. Nothing offensive, and investigate what the fuck's going on.
Alright. How you going about this?
Going to stealthily approach the door, head in, like, over the... You know what I mean. And if she spots anything, I'll go from there.
Not a problem. As you make your way into your room, the dim moonlight kind of streaming in through the window, you see something resting on your bed, a box.
Uh-oh.
Going to slowly approach it and do an Arcana check.
No worries. Make that roll.
That is an 18.
18. There is magic energy pulsing from inside the box. You can feel it.
Keeping... Oh, is there any kind of, like, locking mechanism on it?
No. It looks like
Okay.
the top panel is to be slid off. And other than that, there's nothing else discernible about it, other than it's made of wood.
So just to specify with the sliding, is there going to be a lot of friction with that?
No.
Like, will it be tough to slide it?
No.
Okay, Melissa will stand the fuck back and use Mage Hand to open it from a distance.
No problem. You slide the top of the lid off. It plops against your bedroll. And you see something glistening.
Malice approaches it to see what it is.
You look over and on what looks like a light velvet pillow, you see what looks like a pearl shimmering in the moonlight. Next to it, there's a small card with a finely written note on
I will look at the note and read it, and I will specifically ask, will I recognize the writing?
This is the first time you would have seen this person's handwriting, but you read the note and reads as such. Dear Melissa, I appreciate you telling me of Kiki's passing. Inside this box contains a gift I was to give to her once she made her own way in life. But that will not come to pass. Instead, I now hand it down to you. I believe she would have wanted that. I look forward to finishing what you and your friends started with you, and a continued friendship. Yours sincerely, Zarkon Brath.
Yeah, more than a couple tears will stream down Malice's face, and she'll pick up the pearl, look it over.
All good. You flip the card, and in plain writing, he describes this to be a pearl of power. He has a brief note about folk tales around it, but believes it would be helpful.
Awesome. Okay. Malice will hide the box away and hold the pearl close to her while she gets ready to sleep.
Not a problem. You can add a pearl of power to your inventory.
Wonderful. Can I attune to it?
Yes. I can't remember if it requires attunement or not. But
Wondrous item, uncommon, requires attunement by a spellcaster.
Yep. All good. What about everyone downstairs? What are you doing for the rest of the night, other than talking shop?
I think Haley's going to eventually tuck her out of the conversation and then just say, well, if I have any more questions in any regard to guns, I'm going to have to come back and pick your brain some more. You've helped a lot. Thank you very much, Billy. But
No
I'm
problem.
afraid I do have to go. We have to be up and about early tomorrow. So thank you.
Yeah.
I will take care of the tab. And I wave at Esther. And then I knock him a little salute and make my way up the stairs to bed.
You feel free to come over and talk again.
Are you going to give me more for free, are you? Lovely.
Well, let's just say there's not many people around here that get it. You know?
I think I do.
Good night.
Good night.
Haley? Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Billy. Good night.
Malik, what are you up to?
Is Mimic still in the bar? Or?
She is. She has ordered a drink for herself. And looks like she's not too keen on the taste of beer.
Malu pops up and takes a seat next to her if there's one free.
This is not like the alcohol I had back at Zarkon's.
Unfortunately, I don't think anything is going to quite match it. You either just have to get used to it, or accept a sobriety for a while, unfortunately.
It does give the same warm, fuzzy feeling, though.
Yes, indeed. My apologies if I confused you with Dragon Talk earlier. I must clarify.
Then clarify.
I believe you have already met the dragon I was referring to.
And how do you figure that?
Because she is one of us. I'm sorry if I may have misused the word dragon in that in the sense.
Make a deception check.
Of 12.
Malu, you're a terrible liar. You remind me a lot of my brother. Look, you don't have to explain it to me. But if you want to keep secrets, maybe think about what you say.
Of course. I really do not want to keep a secret, but unfortunately it's not my secret to tell.
Well, if you can trust me someday, maybe you will tell me. Anyway, I'm going to bed. How the fuck did I move channels?
I don't know.
He's getting too carried away. What happened?
Huh? Did you hear what I said, boy? About
No.
mimics?
She said she was
No,
going to
no,
bed.
no.
Yeah.
I'm going to bed. Then you moved channel and dragged Hellcat, and then immediately came
No,
back.
I moved myself.
Yeah.
Oh, you moved to tell him. Okay.
Yeah,
I
I
heard
have no
Mimic's
idea
going
what
to
happened
bed.
there. All good. All good. Are you going to bed as well, Melon?
Yeah, that's me done.
Not a problem.
I will damage limitation. I will now shut the hell up.
You guys
It's so
have...
sweet though, because like you just be talking and then all of a sudden like a critical plot point slips out of your mouth and the rest of us are like, oh. It's great.
You guys have a surprisingly uninterrupted night's sleep. No dreams or interruptions come as of tonight. All of you gain a long rest, and as the morning comes, inside all of your heads, you feel a sudden thump as a voice talks to you. It's Rock. Get down here now. The ship's under attack. The captain is... He needs your help. As it cuts off.
All right.
I just want you to understand that we're like all in Twitch chat. Like, that's not foreboding at all.
No,
And we
this is
mentioned
fine.
no dreams.
Everything's fine. Okay. All right.
Begin the rush to the ship.
Yeah.
Mally bursts out the room. Looks left, looks right. Does he see either of the other two? Let's get going.
Haley's
I'm just
Haley's
picturing
like,
in my mind that we all burst out of the door, do the exact left to right thing, all in sync.
yeah.
Yeah, you guys all bust out in front of her. 1 second.
Damn, do I feel like I've dropped the ball multiple times this evening?
It's okay. It's actually kind of helping us push the story along in directions that we weren't expecting it to go. So it's in no way a bad thing. We've been playing for like 3 hours though.
No. It's more a case of needing the push on the armor and then slipping the dragon and then trying to impact it and impacting it badly and fuck. I just feel so self-conscious about my performance today.
Don't worry about it, Hoss. We love and appreciate you anyway. I'm just glad we all ended up with like a super rad magic item.
Yeah.
I was a little bit worried about you, Hellcat,
Yeah.
to be honest. I was a little bit worried.
Like, in fairness, I got my beta smiting last time.
That's
But
true.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was just sitting here like, yep, I spent 200 whole ass gold on something for Void, because it's useless for me. And I could have gotten something cool as fuck. But in that case, we wouldn't have been able to buy your gun.
Which is also cool as fuck!
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Malu walks into a shop looking to buy a 50 gold worth of plate mail, walks out with 6 grand's worth of braces.
Six
Gold mail.
6 grand's worth of generational debt to your tribe is what that is.
Yeah, all I'm gonna say is that's related to the party because you're part of the party and people know us in some respect.
We just need to not get in trouble with the Buru. That's the long and short of it.
Again.
Yeah, actually, that's very fair. That's a very fair point.
Again, my apologies.
That's okay. Honestly, man, it's just you can always tell it's so funny because it's always so well intentioned, and you haven't you haven't like fucked us up. Really? Like none of us have.
He's trying his best.
Yeah,
He's trying his best.
he's trying his best. Look, he's dead. You were lucky he's even talking at all.
Ashes to ashes, much sooner than he may think.
But soft, what sound through yonder window breaks. 'Tis Melly's cheeks clapping. 'Twas the sound of a quake.
What, are we just waiting on Agus?
Yeah, I think so. I do need to head away soon, though.
What was that? Sorry, Luca?
I have to head away soon, though. It's like 9:30. Gotta go to bed.
It is also almost 9:30 and I need to go to bed.
Yeah.
I'm just the wrong way.
Are you finding it easier to just stay up and then play?
After last week, I felt my interaction and my activity in the group was better in the sense of I started off well and then flagged towards the end and then immediately had to. I actually stayed up till about 4 o'clock in the afternoon after last week.
Oh, Jesus.
At which point I just had to pass out.
Yeah.
Tonight today I'll probably just go to bed for a couple, like have a nap at the moment this is done.
Yeah.
It all depends. Like how's like have you guys noticed a difference in? Well,
I definitely feel like you're a lot more engaged, and you're also not rushing either. But I mean that's because lockdown 2, Electric Boogaloo. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't be able to do this and then go off to work. So if I had to work the next day, then I'd probably have to still do the wake up option.
Yeah.
But any time where it's a day off following, then this definitely feels like the improved time frame.
Yeah.
For allows Malu to mess more stuff up by opening his goddamn mouth.
Yep.
To which, once again, I am truly apologetic. I can't believe I keep messing it up.
It's okay. It's like funny because we keep giving you shit, or you give yourself shit for like dropping things that you shouldn't necessarily be telling other people. And then there's just me like, yeah, here's all the information our group has. What about you?
Although I have to say, I'm pretty thankful for you for taking charge as much as you did tonight, Hellcat, because I've got a bit of a headache and just kind of like having a shit time engaging. But like letting you have your head and basically just like run us around the map was really, really good. It helped me get into it a lot more.
Okay, I was very worried that you guys were going to be annoyed.
No, absolutely not, man. It's just like it's just nice to not have to be like on all the time, like paying attention and all that sort of stuff, but not actively having to like be the one telling everyone what to do every episode.
Yeah.
It's nice to just take a back seat. Like, we're still in the car, but it's just swapping drivers. What the hell on
Mallow's
Angle is
just
going to be?
permanently asleep. Mallow's just permanently asleep in the boot.
He would no. He's in the back seat that's been folded down, like in the hatchback.
I'm that lounging kind of
Mm.
170 degrees, just like almost a bed, but not quite in the back seat. Yeah.
Mhm. And then Melis and
I see, like,
Melis and I
like-
are in the front arguing over the map. Can you imagine what it would be like if, like, our D&D characters went on a road trip together where there was no immediate threat of danger, or like the world ending or anything like that?
I'll be very honest, Malice wouldn't be there.
Oh, true. I keep forgetting about that. Actually,
Malice is
why were you in a cage on a boat anyway?
I think I've explained this before.
No, you have.
I don't have a clue.
Oh yeah, he explained that much. There was no backstory given from Angus to her.
Like, my backstory ended, I think it was 4 years before the campaign picked up. And I have no clue what's happened since.
All right,
And I still don't.
Pressing, just let you know, the pressing worry in Malu's mind.
Ah, yeah, no, don't even worry about it, man.
No, I was about to drop.
I'm back. Hello.
What happens if the voices return while we're fighting, presumably, potentially Jack?
Then we're gonna have to.
We're going to have
a
a problem. We're going to have a little problem. That's what we're going to have.
Yeah. No, sorry, we're gonna have a big problem.
Yeah, we're going to have a problem that's about how tall are you, Mother? About 7 foot.
I was gonna make the same joke. Eh?
All right. If Angus isn't going to be back shortly, I might have to dip because it's like 9:45.
It's all good.
Yeah.
I don't think much more will be happening this session. We'll probably just end up doing the on the way to the boat and getting to the boat what we see at the boat, and that will probably be the end.
And I've been given the permission to stay in here and keep going because I was going to go to bed and go hang out with Brandon, but he's just like, no, you got to keep playing, got to keep going. That's good. But yeah, no, that's probably a good thing to think about. I don't know what we're going to do. I feel like, Hellcat, I think you're right to be a bit anxious about this fight. Something does feel really off about it. Especially if we're going to have to go from, like, combat at the docks on Scoin's ship to the fighting pits.
Well, we all know who's going to be leading the combat on the docks.
Actually, we don't.
No, we don't. I don't think it'll be Jack. I think it'll be something else.
Malin has... yeah.
I feel like it's got something to do with Kyron.
Hey guys, I'm back.
Oh, welcome back.
Yo.
All good. My stuff's
Oh,
done.
no, I do know
Sorry.
what it'll be.
Sorry about that.
Are you okay? Are you hurt?
I'm okay. I realized I left my mic on. If any of that got picked up,
Nothing came through.
No, nothing
I'm sorry. But quick synopsis. For I know we're on Twitch. Just an emergency.
Okay.
Dog needed someone to take care of it. I now have a dog in my house. So if he needs attention, I'm sorry, but we're going to be finishing soon, so
Of course.
it shouldn't
no,
be
of
too
course,
much
by
of
all
an
means.
issue.
By all means. We haven't heard him barking yet or anything, so we're good.
Real quick, I'm just going to refresh myself on where we left off. Yes, Rock sent a magic message to your heads, and you are rushing out the door as of right
Three of
now.
us hit the door in unison.
All
Or
good.
if Mimic's got the
That would
message
have,
as well.
yeah, would have been pretty funny.
No problem.
Scooby-Doo
you guys
style, everyone just merging
rush,
forwards.
grabbing your gear, running down to the docks. You turn the corner, and you see. Let me bring it up. You see on the ship, Scoin and Rock hold up on the back as fish are encroaching from all around. On the center of the ship, you see a large bipedal shark-like creature with about 8 cannons strapped on its back, with a yordle riding on top.
No way.
You've done it now, Rex! Tear this ship apart! As we're going to leave it there for today. Next time, we'll be coming back to a bit of combat. Sorry about the interruptions today,
No, that's
guys,
all good.
and Twitch chat. But I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next week.
Yeah,
as
it's going to be
we get into this.
fucking lit. Thanks again, everyone, for waiting on me earlier on today. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I guess
good.
there's not
All
really
good.
much to say aside from can't wait till next week.
Easy
It's going to
peasy.
be lit. All right, good night, everybody watching.